I ain't gonna make it, man, because I had lost this girl, man. I was devastated.
This story is a wild ride you won't want to miss. Inside sources reveal that Steve Harvey is entangled in the scandalous web involving Shirley and her husband, Ernesto, feeling guilty, defending Shirley, and even an alleged escape plan to a luxury mansion. It's all here, and it's as juicy as it gets. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. I'm diving into the murky waters of a scandal that's got everyone talking. What happens when friendship, guilt, and monstrous accusations intertwine? You get a situation that has our heads spinning and hearts pounding. The focus of today's video, Steve Harvey wrestling with guilt, self-blame, and a sea of rumors. According to my inside sources, Steve is tormented over his role in connecting Ernesto and Shirley, and it's not just about them. Steve staunchly defends Shirley, firmly believing that if he, knowing Ernesto for longer, couldn't see through the deceit, how could she? I'll delve deep into this drama, bringing you every sordid detail.
Other than your relationship with God, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with is the single most important decision you will ever make.
So, what exactly has come to light? As the storm gathers momentum, the focus of the drama, Ernesto, better known as Shirley Strawberry's significant other, is unraveling as quite the disruptor. You'll recall that I've previously shown a light on his less than favorable tendencies.
And there's going to be numerous upcoming warrants coming in this case. I believe Roswell told us today when we checked for an update.
However, the gossip of the day is even more disturbing. An unsettling hum in the celebrity circles suggests Ernesto could have been maltreating Shirley's daughter, Sheridan. But here's the real kicker. Murmurs imply that Shirley might not have been entirely ignorant of these distressing occurrences. In the eye of the storm, Steve Harvey, anchored by his steadfast loyalty towards Shirley, is seemingly sidestepping the escalating demands for Shirley's ousting. Rumblings from the inner circle suggest Steve, weighed down by guilt and regret, has been privately voicing his sorrow about the predicament Shirley is wrestling with. Steadfast in his defense of Shirley, Steve continues to vouch for her unawareness of Ernesto's underhanded actions and upholds his unyielding belief in her moral character. One insider put it like this: Steve, consumed by guilt and remorse, has been privately expressing his regret about the challenges Shirley is facing. Delving into Steve's deep-seated regret, it's rooted in his personal bond with the couple. Let's not forget that Steve and Ernesto have a shared history. As Steve confessed, I feel a twinge of responsibility. I was the one who set Shirley up with Ernesto, genuinely thinking it would fill the void left by her divorce. Who could indeed forget the moment when Ernesto asked Shirley to marry him live on their show? This episode, according to an insider, is an event Steve now reflects upon with a heavy heart.
For those of you that's listening, a man is walking in the room.
This debacle has Steve questioning his own discernment. Entangled in the guilt of his part in initiating Shirley and Ernesto's relationship, he can't shake off self-blame for not unveiling Ernesto's genuine disposition. He perceives his endorsement as the force that propelled Shirley down this treacherous path. In an unexpected development, Steve holds steady in his support for Shirley, disregarding the public demand for her dismissal. He stands firm in his conviction that Shirley should have the opportunity to defend herself and address these serious accusations, irrespective of the growing controversy Ernesto's actions are stirring.
I would also request that there be an ankle monitor placed on Mr. Williams, as well as that have no internet access at all and no contact with any minors or animals.
Let's take a moment and transport ourselves back to the pre-Ernesto chapter of Shirley's life. Once upon a time, she was married to a certain Michael H. Strawberry, father of her daughter, Sheridan. However, the specifics surrounding their matrimony and subsequent parting of ways remained shrouded in obscurity. As Shirley revved up her career on the airwaves, she made a strategic move and switched back to her birth name, Shirley Clark. Wielding this professional moniker, she bagged a position at the Woki FM radio station, thus setting the stage for her illustrious radio career. In her radio persona as Shirley Clark, she was at the helm of the Dag Banks show on GDFM, cutting her teeth in the industry and carving out a niche for herself in the radio realm. In the grand narrative of radio legends, Dag Banks emerges as a key player who had a hand in crafting the careers of bigwigs like Tom Joyner and Steve Harvey. Notably, Dag played a decisive role in landing Steve his very own radio show. Recognizing Dag's significant contribution, Steve brought Shirley on board for his show, nodding to the crucial role Dag played in their respective professional trajectories. As one insider put it, to honor this significant contribution, Steve roped in Shirley for his show, acknowledging Dag's pivotal role in both their careers. Indeed, Dag Banks was a significant rung in the ladder of Shirley's climb to stardom. He was the first to spot her talent, providing her with a golden ticket on the Chicago radio circuit, laying the groundwork for her impressive career. From championing her tour dates to sharing the microphone, Dag was instrumental in catapulting Shirley to the limelight.
Shirley was Doug's co-host for years on the Doug Banks
Banks
show.
and Company. It was called Banks and Company.
In both Shirley and Steve's hearts, there's a special place of reverence for Doug Banks, honoring him as the main catalyst that kick-started their journey in the industry. Their current success is a reverberating tribute to the immense influence Doug Banks had in charting their course to radio stardom.
But I owe Doug Banks so much because Doug Banks was the absolute first person in Chicago to put me on radio.
However, while riding the wave of success, a thunderous tempest was gathering momentum.
To request more and more payment, promising that those services and goods would be later provided, but never making good on those promises.
Gossip headlines recently exploded with shocking revelations about Shirley's husband, Ernesto Williams. Allegedly, he was the puppet master behind a string of fraudulent schemes, duping innocent people of their hard-earned money.
Essentially position themselves as experts in the fields of business growth, development, coaching, things of that nature.
Adding fuel to this scandalous fire were the allegations of Ernesto maintaining multiple romantic liaisons, one with Erica King, who found herself embroiled in the scandal right alongside him.
Or Erica Hughley. That was the person Mr. Lewis was referring to earlier, who is her co-defendant.
The latest buzz indicates that Shirley is striving to extricate herself from this tangled mess. As Insider puts it, Shirley is now attempting to untangle herself from this sticky web, claiming she was kept in the dark about Ernesto's fraudulent money games and his unthinkable actions towards her children. Internet denizens have been quick to pounce on Shirley, lambasting her choice to stand by Ernesto, despite the looming dark clouds of criminal charges. A particularly ghastly charge involving 11 underage victims has left the world reeling in shock. However, in a surprising turn of events, Shirley has chosen to hit back, accusing her own kin, her daughter and grandchildren, of falsehoods and denying any inkling of the monstrosities supposedly committed under her roof. Digging into their fiscal records, the investigation unraveled an elaborate business fraud to keep his distance from his victims and their kin, indicating the findings were damning enough to press multiple charges of fraud.
At least the state does have a number of people we would be requesting no contact with as well. Sheridan Strawberry and her kids.
But brace yourselves, folks, because the nightmare doesn't stop there. Ernesto's heinous actions weren't just confined to his stepdaughter. The horrifying truth is he extended his repugnant behavior towards Shirley's grandchildren as well. Sends a chill down your spine, doesn't it?
He cannot be around Shirley's daughter, who is said to be a victim of his, Shirley's grandchildren, who are said to be victims of his.
Now, in the wake of the terrifying revelations surrounding the abuse endured by Shirley's daughter and other unfortunate victims, demands for Shirley's professional ousting are growing louder and gaining traction. These voices aren't just from the hordes of online critics. Sources within her very own radio station have echoed this sentiment. As one insider voiced, they argue that regardless of her direct involvement or knowledge of the acts, the association is a stain on the station's reputation. And things get murkier as Steve Harvey, a household name, gets pulled into the vortex of this scandal. According to those in the know, Steve is grappling with the shocking truth about his old pal, Ernesto, just like the rest of us. Burdened by remorse, Steve holds himself accountable for playing Cupid between Shirley and Ernesto. He entrusted his friend to someone he now views as a monster. A close friend of Steve's shared, Steve can't help but feel guilty. He knew Ernesto before Shirley did, and he never suspected a thing. He's always trusted him, and he feels like he unintentionally set up Shirley for this disaster. Despite the turmoil, Steve remains resolute, persisting in his support for Shirley amid the whirlwind of rumors. He stands firm on the idea that without solid evidence, there's room for doubt. In Steve's perspective, everything is mere speculation at this point. He is not ready to abandon Shirley based on mere conjecture, even though it seems the court of public opinion has rendered its verdict. However, the public, and even some close pals, aren't buying into this storyline. They contend that the bond hearing offered ample proof to cast a shadow over Shirley and Ernesto. Adding to the drama, the prosecuting attorney shockingly asserts that Shirley tried to assist Ernesto in fleeing the country.
We have a call where he was talking with his wife about going to stay in her boss's house. I'm going to leave out all the names here, as Mr. Lewis did as well.
The alleged escape strategy, to take shelter in Steve's plush mansion in Abu Dhabi. An anonymous source disclosed Shirley was desperate. She reached out to Steve, asking if Ernesto could lay low at his place in Abu Dhabi till the heat died down. As the scandal continues to reverberate in the world of celebrity gossip, one thing stands clear. This narrative isn't ending anytime soon. While we all hold our breath for the next development, one question hangs heavily in the air. How much was Shirley actually privy to, and what could this mean for her future?
The lady in the rented house next door is Ernest's girlfriend / business partner / I don't know what else.
And that's it for today. Wow, what a roller coaster of emotions that was. If my insiders are to be trusted, Steve Harvey, the renowned TV personality, is knee-deep in remorse. He's blaming himself for playing matchmaker between Shirley and Ernesto, and now he's defending Shirley amidst this wild storm of accusations. We've learned that Steve believes Shirley was oblivious to her husband's crimes because he, knowing Ernesto for a longer time, didn't suspect a thing. Isn't that something? But the most dramatic part of this tale has to be the supposed escape plan. Can you believe it? A luxury mansion in Abu Dhabi as a hideout? It's straight out of a blockbuster movie. It's clear this scandal has a long way to go before we see the end of it. Now it's over to you, my amazing viewers. What are your thoughts on Steve's guilt and his support for Shirley? Do you think Shirley knew more than she's letting on? And what about this alleged escape plan? Is it fact or just a juicy rumor? Drop your opinions in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this wild ride through the fascinating world of celebrity rumors. Thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this wild ride through the fascinating world of celebrity rumors. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest updates. Until next time, stay curious, stay entertained, and keep those comments coming. Peace out.